Welcome to today's episode, where we will unravel the complex and often hidden signs of a covert narcissistic mother. If you've ever felt a nagging sense that something wasn't quite right in your relationship with your mother, this episode is for you. Covert narcissism can be difficult to spot, leaving you feeling confused, guilty, and questioning your own perceptions. If you've struggled to put your finger on what's wrong, know that you are not alone. As a certified neuro coach specializing in narcissistic abuse recovery, I'll share 5 subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother that you may have overlooked. By the end of this episode, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to identify these signs and start your journey towards healing. Don't miss this opportunity to gain clarity, validate your experiences, and take the first steps in breaking free from the grip of a narcissistic mother.
Hi, I'm Cristy and I'm on a mission to help women that were raised by narcissistic mothers heal and grow. As a certified neuro coach specializing in narcissistic abuse recovery and a survivor of covert narcissistic upbringing, I'm sharing the tools and support you need to thrive and break the generational cycle of narcissistic abuse.
Covert narcissistic mothers can be difficult to identify, leading to confusion and emotional distress for their children. In this episode, we will discuss 5 subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother. 5 subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother. Number 1 is emotional manipulation. For example, your mother constantly plays the victim, making you feel guilty for setting boundaries or expressing your needs. Here's an actual example. Chantel. She tells her mother she's going to a different state for her education and wants to be independent. Her mother starts crying, saying she can't believe she's leaving her too. Everyone abandons her. Chantel then reconsiders her plan. Let me explain why this is one of the subtle signs. Covert narcissistic mothers often use emotional manipulation to control their children. They may use guilt, shame, or self-pity to make you feel responsible for their happiness, or to keep you tied to them emotionally. This can lead to a constant sense of obligation and a difficulty in prioritizing your own needs. Number 2 of the subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother is gaslighting. When you confront your mother about a hurtful comment she made, she denies ever saying it, making you question your own memory and perception of reality. Here's an example. Emily was having dinner with her friends, with her mother around. At the dinner table, her mother admonishes her for putting too much on her plate, right in front of people. Her mother says, "Emily, are you really going to eat all that? That is too much food for you. You're already getting big." Emily doesn't say anything. She pretends not to hear. A few days later, she decides to call her mother and speak to her about what had transpired. Her mother's response, "I never said those things. You must be mistaken." Emily, then feeling confused, tries to clarify. "No, Mom, I distinctly remember you saying that I've put on a few pounds. It made me feel really self-conscious and upset." "Emily, you're being oversensitive. I would never say something like that. You know how much I love and support you. I think you're just misinterpreting things. Maybe you're stressed out about work and imagining things that didn't happen." Emily then starts to question her own memory. She thinks, did I really misinterpret her comment? Maybe I'm being too sensitive. I don't want to accuse my mother of something that she didn't do. Let me explain. Gaslighting is a common tactic used by narcissistic mothers to maintain control and undermine your sense of self. By denying your experiences, rewriting history, or minimizing your feelings, she can make you doubt your own judgment and keep you dependent on her version of reality. Number 3 of the 5 subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother is a lack of empathy. So you share a significant accomplishment or painful experience with your mother, but she responds with indifference or quickly shifts the topic. She quickly shifts the conversation back to herself. Here's an example. Kara calls her mother to share her excitement. Her new coworkers are asking her for feedback and opinions about a few things at work. She feels really welcomed and happy that her new coworkers are comfortable with her and value her feedback. Her mother responds with, "They are just testing you. They're trying to see if you really are smart and what you're made of." Then her mother quickly proceeds with, "At my workplace, everyone tells me how good I am. I'm fast, I'm efficient, and how much they admire me." Let me explain. Covert narcissistic mothers often lack the capacity for genuine empathy. While they may appear supportive, their interest is usually superficial or self-serving. They may struggle to acknowledge or validate your feelings, leaving you feeling unheard or dismissed. Number 4 of the 5 subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother are covert criticisms. Your mother often makes backhanded compliments or subtle jabs disguised as concern, such as, "That dress looks nice on you, but are you sure you want to wear something so revealing?" Here's an example. China's mother used to make comments when she turns on a home workout video. Something like P90X. "Oh, you're working out. How come you're not doing it right, like the rest of the people are? You're cheating. What kind of movements are you doing? That doesn't look right." Now let's talk about this. Covert narcissistic mothers may use subtle criticisms to undermine your confidence and keep you seeking their approval. These criticisms can be disguised as helpful advice or concern, making it difficult to recognize them as harmful. Over time, this can erode your self-esteem and make you question your own choices. Number 5 of the 5 subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother is emotional enmeshment. When your mother constantly seeks emotional support from you, sharing inappropriate details about her life or expecting you to prioritize her needs over your own. Here's an example. Let's call this client Lila. She's a 24-year-old college student, has always felt responsible for her mother's emotional well-being. Her mother, Evelyn, has a history of unstable relationships and often turns to Lila for comfort and advice. One evening, Lila receives a call from her mother just as she's about to head out to celebrate her best friend's birthday. Evelyn is crying and immediately starts venting about her latest boyfriend troubles. She says, "Lila, I don't know what to do. Mark and I had another fight, and he said he's thinking about leaving me. I can't bear the thought of being alone again. I need you to come over tonight, right now, and help me figure this out." Lila, feeling torn between her mother's needs and her own plans, tries to reassure her mother, Evelyn, over the phone. "Mom, I'm sorry you're going through this, but I have plans tonight with my friends. It's Sarah's birthday and I promised to be there. Can we talk about this tomorrow?" And guess what Evelyn's response is? Evelyn becomes more distressed and starts to guilt trip Lila. "I can't believe you're choosing your friends over your own mother. I've always been there for you. And now, when I need you the most, you're abandoning me. What kind of daughter are you?" Now Lila feels guilty and conflicted. She decides to cancel her plans to go with her friends and go to her mother's house instead. When she arrives, her mother begins to share intimate details about her relationship with Mark, including their sex life and hurtful things he said during their argument. Lila feels uncomfortable and overwhelmed by the inappropriate information her mother is sharing. But she listens and tries to offer support. This example illustrates how a narcissistic mother can emotionally enmesh her daughter by constantly seeking support, sharing inappropriate details, and expecting her daughter to prioritize her needs above all else. By guilt-tripping Lila and making her feel responsible for her emotional well-being, Evelyn is manipulating her daughter into sacrificing her own needs and boundaries. This pattern of emotional enmeshment can make it difficult for the daughter to develop a strong sense of self and maintain a healthy relationship outside of the mother-daughter dynamic. Covert narcissistic mothers often blur the boundaries between parent and child, treating their children as emotional partners or confidants. They may rely on you for comfort, validation, or even ego boosting, disregarding your need for privacy or emotional autonomy. This emotional enmeshment can make it difficult for you to develop a strong sense of self separate from your mother's influence. Now that you've learned about the 5 subtle signs of a covert narcissistic mother, you might be wondering about the next steps in your healing journey. Many people struggle to understand the full impact of narcissistic motherhood in their own lives and don't know where to begin when it comes to healing. That's why I've created a special quiz to help you assess your experiences and gain personalized insights into your journey. By taking this quiz, you'll receive a customized report that will guide you towards the most effective healing strategies for your unique situation. Don't miss out on this opportunity to gain clarity and take control of your healing journey. To get started, simply click on the link in the show notes and take the Healing from Narcissistic Motherhood quiz. It only takes a few minutes, and you'll be on your way to a more empowered, healthier life. Now I'll give you one juicy bonus tip. One powerful way to start setting boundaries with a covert narcissistic mother is to practice the broken record technique. Calmly repeat your boundary or decision without engaging in arguments or justifications. This helps you maintain control and reduces the emotional manipulation tactics often used by narcissistic mothers. Before we go, I want to remind you to check out the valuable resources we've compiled for you in the show notes, designed to support you on your healing journey. If you found this episode helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating or review, as it helps us reach more daughters who need to hear these important messages. We also invite you to share your own experiences, insights, and questions with us by emailing the show, as we believe that by coming together and sharing our stories, we can create a powerful community of healing and validation for all daughters of narcissistic mothers. Thank you for tuning in to Maternal Narcissism Unmasked, how daughters can heal and thrive. Remember, you are not alone in this journey, and with each step, you are reclaiming your power and breaking free from the chains of narcissistic abuse.